Well, hello and welcome all over the world. Is it good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and maybe to a few of you, good night. It's Leaders and Legacy in Style, the divine masculine and the feminine. I am Joy Ruffin, and every Monday, well, almost every Monday, at 3 p.m., we come to you with a featured guest speaker, and today is no exception. The work that we do here is all about leadership and a signature style that speaks to your presence, the gift and the greatness and the genius of you. So every week we'll come to you with a featured guest speaker who will share with you a lot of information about what they do that's aligned with what we do, with what I do here. You know, I say we because no one does anything alone. We've been away on a little hiatus. I decided to do this every other month because there's so much going on, as you well know, but it's good to be back. And all you have to do is just sit back and relax. Let me share with you a little bit about today's topic. My featured guest speaker, she calls herself the Joy Ambassador. I love that. Well, it has my name in it. But the Joy Ambassador is all about the confessions of the Joy Ambassador, transforming lives with public speaking and adding in AI integration. Deronda Aiken is not your average entrepreneurial woman. She's a seasonal professional with a passion for helping others find their voice. And finding your voice covers so many different avenues, which is what we're going to discuss today. Deronda has carved out a niche as a Joy Ambassador, where she's focusing on public speaking, community building. I love the community building because everything is about family, relationships, and community. And it's all about the transformative power of joy in your communications. She is all about teaching this to all of those who are interested, and it's rooted in her personal experience, her resilience, and an unyielding commitment to foster a genuine human connection. How could you not love that? I mean, it speaks to all the goodness that's possible when you are about more than just who you are, because who you are matters. So friends, my League of Eagles, I've determined and gave every woman and man who joins us the name Eagle. So my League of Eagles, just sit back and relax and help me welcome our featured guest speaker today. Deronda, as they say in the movies or on the telly, come on up.
Hey, Joy. So great to be here with you.
It's great to have you here because I could go on and on exclaiming about the work that you do. But I want you to share with us, before we get into the nuts and bolts of it, a little bit about your background and how you came to the work that you're doing. I love your name, the Joy Ambassador, not because it's my name, because we need more joy in the world. So how did you come to that?
Well, I came from having joy to losing my joy, and that's what brought me to that point, actually. And it's so interesting because my high school best friend, her name was Joy. Joy has been a part of my life, including you, almost all of my life. I was raised by two Southern-styled women that taught me, my mother and my grandmother especially. When you left the house every day, you had a smile on your face no matter what was happening behind you. And it wasn't fake, because when you have a smile on your face, then you actually begin feeling that in your heart. And that was how I was raised. And so I thought that joy was just a part of everyday life. And just like I had that smile that was on my face when I left the house every day, that I didn't know that you could lose it. But in January of 2021, actually not that long ago, I came to a point in my life where all of a sudden a word I would have never applied to myself came to me in such a flood that it totally destroyed my joy. And that was being an orphan. I'm an only child, which I loved growing up. It was so much fun, and I had wonderful involved parents. But I never thought about when you get a little bit up the road and you start losing them. And I do not have children. I came back from the country that most people know that I love, Turkey. And I came back and I was, not only jet lagged, but something was wrong. And I didn't know what it was. I could not get back to being myself that left with a smile on my face. And all of a sudden it dawned on me, it just flooded. It was like a waterfall, Joy. It was so powerful. This waterfall just came down over me and literally drowned me.
Mm.
I couldn't breathe. And this black hole just opened up underneath of me, and I felt it and I fell into it. And when I did, my joy was gone. So I sat in this black hole and I had no idea how to get out. I thought of every tool I had been taught, everything about positive thinking. But I had always thought that joy was just a natural emotion that happened because of what was going on in your life. But that's not true. I was so blessed to actually learn that while I was in the bottom of that black hole, I had been referred by another friend whose name was Joy. Can we really see a theme here?
My goodness.
That there was a joy, neurons could grow in your brain. And there was a way with neuroscience, which I absolutely love and is the core of my public speaking teachings. So it ties right in to everything else I do, that you can actually rebuild your joy. And then you can continue to build it so that you don't lose it.
I have to tell you, you're exciting all the neurons in my body, the cellular body here, because you started off, and thank you for sharing that beautiful story. I think we all have a story somewhat akin to that in different ways, different genetic or generational makeup. But you started off with your Southern grandmothers, more or less, and the heart and the smile, and how you thought it was just a natural given. I don't know what it is about that Southern upbringing. I had it too, Joy. There's that connection there, that it gives you something. But you said something also about the orphan, and you were an only child. I'm following your conversation and loving it, but tell us how the orphan and the only child came into the equation. I must have missed something there. Because if you were an only child, you mean an orphan when you lost your parents, or how does that play in?
Sure. Well, when that word came to me, I realized that there was not a person on the earth that was attached only to me. My parents were gone. I had no brothers and sisters. I have some wonderful cousins, but still no direct siblings, no children of my own. I was genetically, not because I don't have lovely friends and extended family, but with my immediate bringing up. And you know what brought it to my mind, Joy? I couldn't figure it out at first. When a plane lands and the lights go on, what's the first thing that we all do? We all get our cell phones and turn them on, and we call that person that's waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
But that trip, I didn't have anybody to call. It was the first year after I lost my mother, and even though it was 11 o'clock at night, she would have still wanted to have received my call that I made it safely back in that flight from Turkey. And I realized I didn't have anybody to pull out my phone and call.
Thank you for sharing.
It was subconscious at that time, but that's what happened, and eventually it worked into that word of being an orphan.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing. I assumed, which is always I've found to be deadly, that's more or less what you meant, but I really wanted to hear it from you. So I really am grateful that you shared that. And the other thing that you said, that black hole that you went into after the fact. And then after that, I'm also hearing that this waterfall of enlightenment came to you, and you discovered and found something. But, thank you for sharing that, because that's a very powerful story. But before we go on to what you are doing now with your Joy Ambassador and the work that you're doing, tell us about, because I love to travel. Travel is in my DNA. I love it. And Turkey I've been to. We made, I think, 3 trips there. What is it about Turkey that mesmerizes you so? We want to hear.
You know what? I really equate it to like falling in love. It's that powerful for me. About 20 years ago, actually, because I've gotten to have, I won't go into the whole story, of course, today, but I've been privileged to have 2 different lives. And so when I started my second life, I didn't know that all of a sudden my world was going to open up so wide that I would fall in love with another culture and people and food. Oh my word, if you've been to Turkey, you know the food.
Yes.
Hospitality, actually, it reminded me back of, my Southern grandmother, that hospitality, that everything, if you're the guest, everything is done for you and you're honored and treasured. And I just fell in love. And so eventually I worked my way to the point where I could actually go and live in Istanbul for 5 years. And so I still go back as often as I can. I try to go once a year, and if not, at least every other year. And sometimes I stay for 1, 2, 3 months. It just depends on business and where I need to be. But with our mobile universe now, I can do my business from anywhere in the world, Joy.
Thank you for sharing that, because I fell in love with Turkey too, not as intense as you, but you brought up the key here for many of us, that family connection, that food, that sitting around the table and joining in and sharing laughter and jokes and all of that good stuff together, the camaraderie, that's what it's all about. So I really, Sonia, it's good to see you. I love that. It's really, really great. Now let's go on to what you're doing now before I go and take a quick little reset. Sonia, it's always good to see you. She said, that's wonderful. Turkey is a fascinating country. And also you didn't mention, but I'm going to, the shopping there is out of this world.
Oh, yes.
But let's go to how you came.
We know where we're going on our next trip, right?
That's where we're going together. We're going to do it together. Tell me about the power of transforming others to understand the power of public speaking, community building, and the transformative power that it can give each and every individual. Share with us a little bit about how you came to do that and how you're doing it with the wonderful people that you're working with.
Absolutely. And again, it seems like everything I do comes out of a need, but isn't that the way it is? Our own selves, right?
Yes.
And the fact that I can enjoy being here today and talking with you, at one point, I was not so comfortable doing that. And we all know that the stats show that public speaking is many times the first or second fear of every person. In fact, some people fear getting up to do public speaking more than death. I don't really identify with that one for sure, but some people do. And so I was not comfortable, and I didn't feel like my voice, that I could make my message heard. And I knew I had a message. And I think so many people do, especially women that have not been speaking up in the past. And I knew I had a message, and I wanted to find out how to make myself feel comfortable speaking up. Again, neuroscience came to the rescue. It's so amazing what we're learning about our brains these days. Yes, and I learned a whole process, and that's what we do in JoyTalks. We actually learn and practice this process. And what it does is go in and reset our brains. It really resets our brains. So instead of that little shiver of fear that we think sometimes goes up our backbones when we've got to get up and speak, or even maybe sit and speak, if somebody just asks us to all of a sudden speak, actually that is there as a power. And it's because we want to project our message. We need that power. That little shiver that comes up there is actually like being plugged into an electric socket. It makes you all the more powerful. But you have to be thinking that way in your brain, not thinking, oh no, what am I going to say? And am I going to say it wrong? And you know what? If we're thinking about the people that we're speaking to and how what I say right now, and this is where the part comes in about leaving a legacy, what I say right now, if that's the last thing you ever heard from me, what would I want to say? What would I want you to remember? And so that's where I feel we're building our legacy every time we speak.
I love it. Deronda, you use some favorite words of mine. I'm a wordsmith in my fashion, and I have a lot of issues with the language, but power. The power that it gives one when you really begin to, and it's ongoing mastering it. And you use that word reset. And when it comes to us as divine feminine women, we have a lot of resetting to do. I'm going to take a quick little reset. My engineer's going to put you in the green room, and I'll be back with you in a moment or two, but hold tight. Don't go anywhere. This is exciting for me. I get excited more, and as much so as the audience, so hold tight. What I want to invite each and every one of you to do is to go and join my Facebook group, not mine, ours. Our Facebook group. It's about joining the leading ladies in our group. And I've given you the name of a league of eagles because that's who you are. Because your vision, Your mission and your purpose, it matters. And your assignment, I love homework, is to get in there and connect with all the other beautiful souls. Whatever you're doing, ask them to come and join with you, because we are a community that's about building relationships. We're going away from the copy, comparing, and competing. We're uplifting and building each other. That's how you build a sacred community that's full of love and all of that other good stuff. So join the group. You won't regret it. And the other thing that I have to say to you is that if you're not a part of the Great Discovery, I hope that you will become, because we're going to put up the link here for you to go any weeknight at 8 p.m. Just go in and get a peek and see what they're all about. I've always thought global, way before the word global became so popular, because global is where it's at. Join us every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Just go in, get the link, go in and peek in and see what it's about. And then let's talk, because I can tell you this, I'm just starting to wet and spread my wings there, but it's a great community. That's how I met the beautiful Deronda. But let's put up Deronda's poster. I love her graphic. Her graphic speaks to power. Transform your fear into power. Please, my friends, take a screenshot, take a snapshot, and get all of this information and tune in. This video will be going out any and every in all places, but get this so that you'll be able to connect with Joy, because Joy is quite serious and completely immersed in the work that she's doing. Join her and chat with her about it. And we'll put that up again towards the end. But now, Deronda, I want to come back and talk to you about what you're doing, because I love it. And I don't just speak off the top of my head without no substance being involved there. The passion that you bring to your work is great. I've witnessed it. I've seen it. How are you bringing this wonderful tool that we're all mesmerized with now, AI, into the equation of the work that you're doing? I see that smile.
It gets me so excited all over again, Joy. So thank you for asking that question. When I found the Great Discovery, and yes, I'm so thankful that it brought us together. That's another one of the blessings I can count from being part of the Great Discovery. But the reason that it immediately captivated me is because of what I was just talking about, that I have a whole nother community of people that speak a different language, of women that I have worked alongside, that I have made meals with, and that I can speak my survival Turkish, you might say. But deep matters of the heart, it's better if they can hear them in their own language. Yes. I realized that I could take JoyTalks to them, which I had already been doing with the ones that speak some English. So I was loving that. But now it doesn't matter what language you speak, where you are in the world, you and I can connect, and we can learn about joy and public speaking confidence, and not having fear when you need to say what you've been asked to bring to this world. It doesn't matter what language it is. And that's what the Great Discovery does. It is that tool and that community that helps us spread our message all over the world. So then when more AI tools were introduced, which, okay, I don't put this on my bio because it would just take too long, but I used to own a computer company back in the day. We were some of the very first web-based databases. Can you believe that? That shows my age right there. So I loved it when the AI tools started being brought in, even more so into the Great Discovery. And I realized that, again, I started connecting with the women in there, and we are starting a group, and I won't say any more than this, so people will have to go to my website and find out more about it. We are starting a group called the Epic Legacy League. I had no idea that you used the word league either, Joy, but we are so in tune. And because the women that are in there, that are in the Great Discovery and are embracing this AI, we still need to have the confidence to speak up, and also the clarity, so that our message and what we want to leave as a legacy is clear to the world as much as it is to us. So AI is giving us that platform, and then it's up to us to still put together our message. And that's why JoyTalks and AI are the perfect joining forces that we're going to get our message out to the entire world. And that is no joke.
Oh, Deronda. Did that come from a movie somewhere? When you speak about... No, but it
came from my heart.
in some movie. But you're talking about, in loving ways, a heart and mind connection. And I just did a radio interview with a lovely soul that you'll meet at some point in time, who spoke to that heart and mind connection and how AI is helping us to embody that within our essence, our soul, our being. I think it's great. And no, I used the league a long time ago, but all of a sudden with this radio, I decided we are a league of eagles. Those of us who are the pioneers, the front runners, and all of that. And I'm happy that you're using the league. You know, nobody has trademarks on these names. You can use league wherever you want. I'm happy. And I want to be a part of that group. Let's talk about the thing that you're doing now, but we want to end with this somewhat, and we still have quite a bit of time. You're building a world where speaking becomes like second nature to the individual. And you're offering women this voice to get to their true identity and leave their legacy in love in a positive way. So share with us a little bit more about this league. Give us the name again about the group, and we'll put up your poster again towards the end.
Sure.
I'm excited for you. This is great.
Yeah. I'm really excited too. It just recently came about, or you would have already known about it. It's called the Epic Legacy League.
I love
and
it.
I want to share one of my clients who has allowed me, because everything is confidential within JoyTalks. So it's a safe container. Anything you say will never be repeated outside of the meeting. And so each time people have things that they will allow us to tell. And one lady, actually the one that designed the poster that you're putting up, she is such a dear, talented person, but she was so shy, even though she had that gift of art inside of her. She was so shy that it took her 4 months to tell the teacher her name. And when I heard her story, well, actually, I went and talked to her because she definitely wasn't going to get up and tell us her story. I went and spoke to her and I said, would you please come and join our JoyTalks circle? I believe it might really be what you're looking for. And she did, and she blossomed, and she has this ancient wisdom. She started doing lunch and learn. She gave a speech before 200 people on a full stage. And I said, what was going through your mind when you walked up to that podium? Because she didn't know that many people were going to be there. It was a surprise to her. She said, you know what, Deronda, because of what we've learned in our circle, I knew that if I spoke from my heart and I know what my message is, that the right things will come out when they should. So I wasn't even worried. And I was just, I had to say I was amazed. And of course, each one of those, because I'm always looking for moments of joy, right? Everybody always says, looking for moments of joy. Well, the reason is every single day we have moments of joy in our lives.
Yes.
We just don't always recognize them. So start looking and you'll be amazed at how many you have. And you know what the best one is? If you are not seeing one and you want one, is go and do something for someone else that brings them joy. Because guess what? Your joy is doubled. And then you have more moments of joy. So that is one of the ways that JoyTalks actually helps someone that can't speak up and say their name to the teacher to be going out and actually sharing their ancient wisdom with so many people that they're saying, when are you going to speak again? We want to hear more from you.
Yes. Deronda, that is a beautiful testimony of the work that you're doing. And the word that you use that resonated with me to the marrow of my bones is that you saw this lady blossom. You saw her, an awakening within her, this ability to share her power and her artistic creative gifts, and the heart and soul connected. I don't think there's anything better than that. And you're right, it's double when you share it with somebody who will do that for you. I think I just really, well, you already know this, but I want the audience to know, and those who are now, Sonia, thank you for being here. So Sonia is a longtime friend. We worked together for a short time. She's a dear. You'll meet her at some point in time. You two ladies must connect. But in the meantime, share with us about what's on your agenda as you move forward with the work that you're doing going forward. With the Joy Talk and transforming fear into power for the women and the Epic Women's League that you've created, joytalks.com. And my engineer is going to put up your your graphic once again. But share with us any pearls of wisdom or whatever you want us to leave us with. And what do you want us to walk away? What is your message? Listen, I'm not a sexist. I love men and I think men love me. But I'm all about female empowerment, really true, authentic, real, not this facade. So what
Right.
pearls of wisdom do you want to give us as women to walk away, to take away today?
If I could leave a legacy, this is what I would want it to be. That as women in our world, it is our natural identity to be able to speak up and share our message every time that we feel we need to. We shouldn't have to stop and think, as a woman, am I supposed to say this?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they going to accept it because I'm a woman? No. What I want is that the natural abilities that I know every woman out there has, that the message they have, it will just become second nature, that it's not something we have to weigh whether we're going to share it or not. It just is a part of us. So that's the legacy that I hope to continue to build, because we're all building one right now. It isn't after we're gone. It's right now is when we're building our legacies. And I want every woman to feel like her identity is that she has a message to share and she can share it. That's what I wish for the world.
Oh my goodness, you are my twin. We are speaking the same language, because what you spoke to, I sometimes boil things down and make it much more succinct. But that saying back in the day, girls don't do that or girls can't do that, well, that's over. That's gone.
Absolutely.
It's time to get into the true essence and the core identity of who we are. And just like you supported that woman who was shy and couldn't get to her voice to speak up. I just love the work you're doing in the Epic Women's League and my League of Eagles.
Yes.
We're going to unite and do phenomenal things.
Absolutely.
Deronda, I just think it's great. Let me add this or ask you this in the ending.
Sure.
How did you and why are you so in love? I think you spoke to it, but I want to end somewhat with this. I'm going to ask my engineer while you're speaking to this to put up your poster once again. And I'm going to ask the audience and those who are here now and will come for the replay to take a screenshot. But while that's up, Deronda, tell us a little bit about why AI is so major for you and how it's benefiting you now. I want the audience to hear that.
The first way that it's helping us is in direct translation. So right now, it's just been released, actually within the last month, I believe, that I can speak to someone that's in another country and I speak in English. They will hear it in their language. They will speak in their language and I will hear it in English. So that is a direct transference. I think there's like a 2-second delay is how short the delay is now. And so this kind of technology, I believe, not only can we, it is about helping every woman get their message out, but also the ones that don't even know they have a message or the ones that still feel like they cannot up. I want to be able to work with them where they are, although I'm always happy to get on a plane and fly to wherever they are as well. But AI has the ability, when I'm not going to be on a plane every single day, that every day I can get on and have a JoyTalks circle in any country, in any language, and help the women find their message that they can speak in their heart language. That's why I think AI is so important, because before that, there's been so many barriers that were of technology that we could not necessarily do that unless we did want to get on an airplane and fly for 36 hours sometimes, right? Yes. And we can't do that every day, but we still want to help women around the world, and we absolutely can with AI. I believe that it is a tool that is here to help us share our message around the world. That's my strong belief. So that's why AI is important to me.
I understand. I've received it, and I think any and everyone who tunes in will do the same. Deronda, we had a mutual admiration society kind of appreciation and love for each other from the moment we met. It continues, and it will continue. I wish you all the best in your new Epic. And the name of your group is the Epic Women's League. And
Epic Legacy League. Yes.
Say that again.
Epic Legacy League.
The Epic Legacy League is what Sonia wanted to hear about. And that's who she'll connect and join with you there. Thank you. Thank you. My engineer is going to put you in the green room, but I cannot tell you how you've loaded us up with all kinds of pearls of wisdom. Keep wearing those beautiful hats, and much, much love, my lady. I'll be in
All
touch.
right. Love to you too. All right.
Love to you. Oh my goodness gracious, sakes alive. I think somebody said that many moons ago. Joy Talks, the Joy Ambassador. It fits her to the letter. My League of Eagles, wherever you are, and this includes men and women. I'm not a sexist, but I'm really predominantly working with women. We're all about getting into our divine femininity. So I hope that you'll join us each and every Monday here for Leaders and Legacy and Style, which speaks to the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because we don't separate. Each of the genders has both of those within. Knowing that, it's great to be back with you. Sonia, it's always great to see you. And I'm happy that you're saying, Sonia's saying it's such a great discussion. It's always a great discussion. It's always good to have that feedback from you. May all of you have the best week ever. Make this one of the best weeks ever. Join and connect with other like-minded individuals. Don't stand alone. We all need each other. Family, relationships, community. And like Deronda shared with us, extended family, we have to find at some point in time, even if we have a huge family. So make the best of every moment and every relationship that you can be a part of, and they can be a part of yours, where you're beneficial to each other, and not necessarily all the time. Friends, Eagles, go out and soar. Be all the best that you can be. And I can't wait to see you again. How about next Monday? And then tune into us on Wednesday. See you again. Until then, from my heart to yours, much, much love and all the best. Always. Cheers.